welcome beautiful souls to my channel, Light of Shaya. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to those of you who are new. I hope you enjoy the content, and welcome to those of you who are returning. I simply want to say thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate every single one of you. So today I'm going to be bringing you a message from the angels, because that's what I was guided towards doing. I'm going to be using the Archangel Power tarot cards here, and I'll be using the Angel Prayer cards here to dive into the message. So let's go ahead and get started with the reading. I hope you're all having a lovely day so far. Happy holidays to all of you out there. And of course, I'm wishing you all a happy new year. It's 2021 will hopefully be a much better year for all of us as individuals and collectively. So let's see what the message from the angels is today. Okay, so you have the 5 of Gabriel, which is the 5 of Wands, the 4 of Michael, which is the 4 of Swords. So we have, it says here, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. All right. Then we have the 4 of Michael, insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. Okay. I'm kind of giggling here because that 4 of Michael is really corresponding to me right now. I know I should have gotten more sleep last night, but that was all my fault. So it's quite silly here. The angels are coming through. So we have the Knight of Michael, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have a strong, committed, intellectual, diligent, time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, sudden changes. Okay, interesting. The High Priestess is at the bottom of the deck. Something about a deep knowing here, likely. Okay, Divine Guidance, Archangel Sandalphon. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So that is the Hierophant, so that is Taurus, sign of Taurus here. So some of you could be dealing with these signs or have that in your chart. We have the 9 of Michael, okay, and these 2 cards as well, okay. So we have the 9 of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. And then the 2 cards that came out here is Leap of Faith, Archangel Metatron. Believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. Followed by, wow, Archangel Metatron coming through very strongly here, the Chariot. Determination and self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. Man, I cannot speak right now. Wow, the fact that Archangel Metatron is represented in both of these cards, and what's really fascinating to me is that the only major arcana so far are associated with Archangel Metatron in this particular deck and Archangel Sandalphon. And I've talked about these 2 particular angels in the past. So Archangel Metatron was the prophet Enoch, and he was chosen by God after serving him very devoutly for his life. He was chosen after his death to ascend to angelic being, and this particular angel rules over all the other angels. He is the throne behind the throne of God, and this particular angel is the scribe of our particular planet. So he's the one that's in charge of the Akashic records here on planet Earth. So he notes all of the different things that happen on the individual level here for human beings. So every action, it's kind of like that. It's kind of funny because I'm kind of getting that Santa feeling, kind of like, have you been naughty or nice? Because Santa's been watching kind of thing. And it's quite silly that I'm getting that. But essentially that's what Archangel Metatron does. He writes all of our doings down. And Sandalphon, on the other hand, is his twin brother. So Archangel Metatron is known as the biggest of all angels. He doesn't always present himself in that way. He has the most wings, from what I understand, of any of the angels. But he also presents himself as a child oftentimes. And interestingly enough, Leap of Faith, right? The Fool is a very childlike, innocent energy. Now, Sandalphon is his twin brother, and he is known as the tallest angel in the angelic realm. And he is the one that is in charge of sending messages or prayers to God, which is really fascinating to me. If you guys are familiar with the Egyptian pantheon, I'm going into a little bit of like lesson here about the angels and the Egyptian gods. But interestingly enough, Thoth, the Egyptian god of magic, the moon, and papyrus, he was the one that was in charge of writing everything down, right? He was the scribe. And it's really fascinating that Metatron is coming through that way. And Sandalphon is kind of like representative of Hermes from the Greco-Roman pantheon, right? And Hermes was a psychopomp. He was the one that was in charge of delivering the souls of the dead to the underworld. And it's really fascinating because Hermes was also a messenger, right? And he was also, in a sense, in charge of sending prayers to God. So maybe there's something here about the Egyptian pantheon that's really fascinating to me. It's likely that the Egyptians were, in a sense, their gods were actually angelic beings, which is really fascinating to me that that message is coming out right now. So let's continue here, and then I'll go ahead. Wow! We have two aces coming out together, the Ace of Michael and the Ace of Ariel. A wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. And then we have Ace of Ariel, which is the Ace of Pentacles. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support. A change in job or a promotion. And one more card here. And the final card here is the Four of Raphael. Wow. It says, seek out other possibilities, look for magic in life, be aware of your own emotions. Very fascinating. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Three of Gabriel. Prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Okay. So it's really fascinating here that we're opening up with the Five of Gabriel, right? A challenge you can resolve. So it seems like here, some of you have been having issues, perhaps financial issues. It's really fascinating to me. I've talked about this before. Note how this is a jigsaw puzzle piece. Not sure if you guys can see that, but she has a piece in her hand and she's trying to put the pieces together. Now, this particular card is giving me a sense of like, have patience with yourself and those around you is what the card says, right? And interestingly enough, in previous readings, I have said that you've been trying to put the jigsaw puzzle pieces together when it comes to the signs that have been trying to come into your life, right? It's like, I see these signs and how they correlate, I see these signs and how they correlate, and I see these here and how they correlate, but I don't know how they fit together, and it's like you're trying to put all the pieces together. Now, what I'm getting the sense here is that you need to have patience in this particular situation. Sometimes we get impatient and we want all of the answers now, right? Pretty normal human behavior here. But it's fascinating that what follows next is the Four of Michael, which says here, insights that come from quiet meditation. So perhaps some of you are being called to meditate in order to fill in the pieces, but the other part that I'm getting here is it says the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. So a lot of you may be actually stressing about this situation and trying to put the pieces together, but right now is more of a time of quiet. It's a time of quiet, a time to really take time for yourself, do some stress relieving exercises. You know, one of my favorite things to do when I want to relieve stress, to kind of get the muscles relaxed, is take a hot bath with Epsom salt. I like to put some essential oils in there or light some candles to kind of just get myself relaxed, right? If you want to enjoy a glass of wine while you do this, you're free to do that as well, of course, if you're of age. I haven't done that myself. I just like to soak in the hot water and really just release all of that tension into the water, right? Water is a very purifying energy, and so is salt. So this combination of things could likely help you get into a more relaxed state. So now what's really interesting is these two cards are followed by the Knight of Michael, which says, time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, and sudden changes. What I'm getting very strongly from this particular card is sudden change. I feel like if you do step into this stress-relieving energy, if you start more embracing the in-between, the now, you're going to start seeing things in your life change rather rapidly, I'm sensing. Now, another message coming from this card, of course, is choose logic over emotion. So instead of allowing your emotions to kind of like run all over the place, like, oh, I really want to figure this out, and ruling with emotion, it's time to try and take a much more logical approach. Try and like get yourself into a place of balance. of the emotion and of logic. It's like use your head to address the emotion, right? So if you feel a sense of desperation, if you feel angst, if you feel scattered emotionally, take a look at your feelings, observe them. Right? Don't try to suppress them. Don't try to control them. Don't try to do anything with them. But when you get those feelings arising within you, take a moment to just look at them and see what happens next, right? Because once you observe them, it's like you're recognizing them, and that allows you to clear out the energy because the emotion is now flowing, right? You've observed it, it has been recognized, and now it is able to be, in a sense, released. So now what's really interesting is these cards, right? This Knight of Michael is running directly into this divine guidance, right? And I feel like some of you are being guided by Metatron and Archangel Sandalphon at this time. It says here, the search for meaning in life. And I feel like a lot of you are trying to find that meaning right now. You're trying to, as I said, put the pieces together. Maybe you feel like you have a calling of some sort, and you've been really just trying to figure out what that calling is, right? Now, it's really fascinating. It says, consider an alternative approach. Now, what's really interesting to me is the message is coming through here. If you do things the same way every single time and you get the same results, what needs to change is the approach, right? It's really fascinating. I was actually having this conversation with my father earlier today where he has this cycle of how he tries to address a certain situation in the same way every single time. And last time I spoke to him, the last time we met up, I gave him advice that was the opposite of what he typically does. I'm like, why don't you try this approach instead and see what happens? But unfortunately, he didn't follow my advice, so the cycle repeats, right? And so one of the things that I don't remember who said this quote, but it's kind of like the meaning of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting different results, right? So it's about taking a look at this and trying to challenge the status quo. What is your personal status quo, and how could you take a look at this and try and do something different? Now, what's really fascinating to me is, remember how I was talking about prayer? Today, for whatever reason, and I feel like this is tied into the message, Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi was playing on repeat in my head, oddly enough. So I feel like some of you are kind of, in a sense, living on a prayer. You feel like you've been praying and praying and praying and praying and praying and asking and asking. You're like, but where is the thing? Where is it? That's kind of like the sense that I'm getting here. And interestingly enough, this is the Nine of Michael coming through, the Nine of Swords. It's like you're stressing out about it, overly stressed, right? It says here, your worry is unnecessary. And yes, that is true. When you come from a place of worry, it's coming from a place of lack, it's coming from a place of fear, and it's about looking at this. Why are you worried, right? And one of the messages that has been coming out very, very strongly lately, very strongly, is, are all your needs met? And if they are, why are you worrying about the other factors in your life, right? And I'm not saying that it's not okay for you to want more. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying, however, is be appreciative of what it is that you have. When you come from this place, your life will begin to expand in different ways because you start to see life in a much more magical way. You start to realize, man, you know, I've been taking XYZ thing for granted. And usually it's a long list, really, of all the different things that we've taken for granted. Interestingly enough, you know, once COVID hit, I didn't realize, I'm a very heavy homebody. I don't like going out too often. I'm a heavy introvert. And one of the things that I noticed once COVID happened was I recognized how much I missed seeing people out and about. You know, I used to enjoy going to bars every now and again. It wasn't a thing that I did frequently, but I would like to go there for the ambiance on occasion, just because I loved hearing the laughter, the conversations, everybody just having a good time. And I realized just how much I missed that, right? But I didn't know what it was that I had in that moment until it was gone. And oftentimes in life, that's how it happens. We don't know what we have until it's gone. So when you're worrying unnecessarily about things, let's take a step back. Take a step back and take a look at why you feel that way. And instead focus on what you do have. And trust me, it'll help bring you into a much more high vibrational state. You're going to start expanding and growing and feeling a lot more grateful. There's a sense of appreciativeness. You'll start to feel around you just all the blessings that you have. Now, another message here is, it says focus on your thoughts on the outcome you desire. So law of attraction, right? If you focus on the thing that you don't want to happen, then you're going to attract that because it's coming from a place of fear. So instead, if you're afraid of something not happening, focus on it happening, right? Especially paired with Archangel Sandalphon here. It's like, pray for the thing that you want and believe and have faith and trust that it'll happen, right? And interestingly enough, here we do have the leap of faith card following. It's about taking the leap and moving forward with determination. Just had to take a sip of water there, but it's really interesting, right? Leap of faith, believe in yourself, right? Listen to your heart, do what gives you joy is what this card says. Do what gives you joy. What makes you happy? Start asking yourself this question, right? And then it says determination and self-control. Determination and self-control, right? So do what gives you joy and remain steadfast on your path. It's about being determined, right? What's really interesting about these cards combined, when you have the Fool and the Chariot combined, these combination of cards can often speak of a sense of vague irritation or boredom, right? Here's that Four of Raphael that I'm sensing here, is this vague irritation or boredom that you have likely with your life right now, right? And this is why gratitude is incredibly important during these times, especially if you feel like things haven't been moving. Focus, be here now, focus on the thing that you have now, right? Don't focus on the past, don't focus on the future, focus on what you have now, and really try to enter a much more appreciative state. And you'll start to see, once you start practicing this, how much easier it is to be in the present moment and to feel that sense of expansiveness and joy, right? So I feel like some of you have been sensing this, right? Especially with the way the world has been lately. It's been months and months that a lot of us have had to self-isolate, you know, social distance. When is this all going to be over? That sense of just like being in limbo, right? I get a lot of like limbo energy here, just feeling like a sense of boredom. And it's about taking a look at what you have right now in order to allow yourself the space to feel joyous in the moment, right? What's really fascinating here is we have these two beautiful brand new energies being gifted to you by the divine, right? We have the Ace of Michael here, which is a wonderful new idea. A wonderful new idea. So perhaps some of you are going to have a massive insight, right? Interestingly enough, the Knight of Michael is right above the Ace of Michael. So, and remember how I was saying sudden changes. I feel like there will be sudden changes coming towards you as long as you remain steadfast and focus on being present, because oftentimes the best breakthroughs happen during times of quiet, during times of appreciation in the moment, right? It might even strike you in a very unexpected way. Now, the Chariot is forward movement, it's external, right, movement, and it's a card of victory. However, the Chariot also speaks of, like, in a sense, all of the bumps along the road, right? It's about remaining steadfast and determined regardless of what happens in your life. And interestingly enough, Ace of Michael coming through here says, don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. So it's about taking a look at that, right? If you hit an obstacle, what is the first reaction that you have to it? Oftentimes there is a sense of irritation or frustration, which is, again, perfectly natural, but taking a look at it and saying instead, you know what, I'm not going to let this weigh me down. I'm not going to let this hold me back. I'm going to keep going forward regardless of this. I'm going to figure out some way to get around this roadblock, right? So it's about looking at that. Perhaps some of you are going to have a realization about something maybe that has been holding you back. Maybe it was a mindset, an idea, a belief system that you had, right? And then after this, we have this beautiful Ace of Pentacles energy, the Ace of Uriel. It's your lucky day. It says new resources of money, time, or support. A change in job or a promotion. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be stepping into this beautiful energy, right? Having a brand new idea, maybe something that can be very lucrative in nature. Resources will be made available to you that likely you weren't expecting in an unexpected way. For some of you, you could be changing jobs. You may have a promotion at work, of course, as this card says, but there's also new resources of money, time, or support. This support could come in various ways. Be open to the idea of people entering your lives, different opportunities coming into your life. And interestingly enough, when we're working with law of attraction, oftentimes before we get to the thing that we want, random little invites to things will come. Like, for example, let's say you're looking for love, right? That's a big one, right? A lot of people are looking for their partner, their divine counterpart. Oftentimes, right before we start to or get before we meet the person or are truly in union with the person, we'll start to receive various offers from all sorts of places. People that apparently had feelings for you for a very long time, or random people who simply just want to get to know you all of a sudden. When you're in that energy of just expectation and knowing that it's going to be coming, and really stepping into, especially if you're the divine feminine, the Empress energy, more and more people will start to approach you with different things. Same thing goes with work, right? If you're looking for that new job, if you're holding the space for that job, that dream job that you have, all of a sudden you'll start noticing random people are going to hit you up with like these different like ideas, like, hey, you know, I just so happen to be working on this. Would you be interested? Because I've seen your work, or I've heard that you're really good at this, or XYZ thing, right? So when we enter when there's this whole law of attraction thing going on, we'll start to get little hints here, like different things trying to fill the empty cup, right? Oftentimes before we reach our manifestation, something needs to vacate our life, right? There's an emptiness there so that the divine can pour into the empty cup, right? You can't fill a cup that is full, right? It'll just overflow, and it'll just go to waste, right? So you take the empty cup, right? Something vacates your life, and then something new can replace it. And it's about waiting for the right thing. The very thing that you've been wanting in your life will eventually come, right? Sometimes these are little bits and pieces that could particularly like maybe fill up the cup a little bit, but you'll know deep down with this Four of Raphael what is for you and what is not, right? So I feel like maybe some of you may right? Seek out other possibilities is what it says here, and look for the magic in life. Look for the magic in life. As I'm saying, this is coming through very strongly. Law of attraction works this way, right? And interestingly enough, the Four of Raphael often speaks of like a cup being extended, but you know which cup is yours, right? So sometimes we step into this Four of Cups energy of like crossing our arms and saying like, no, I know that's not for me. This isn't good enough for me. I know deep down that this isn't right for me, right? Remember how I was talking about the High Priestess? And interestingly enough, look at this. Another ace. Bottom of the deck, we have all this beautiful energy. Wow, my goodness. Okay. So we have, at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Raphael. Prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step, optimistic plans that turn out as expected, right? Optimistic plans. Oftentimes the Three of Wands, the Three of Gabriel, comes through as waiting for your ships to come in. And you can see that quite literally here in this card. This person is happy, joyous, expansive, and look at the big ship coming in. It's like, I'm waiting for the right thing to come in. And this right thing for you could likely be this Four of Gabriel. Time for celebration, abundant rewards for hard work, release yourself from burdensome situations, right? That's what the card says here. Now, I'm not really resonating with that last part. For some of you, that could be the case. However, I'm seeing a sense of abundant rewards for hard work, and this hard work is going to pay off. Oftentimes, the Four of Gabriel could be a card of marriage as well, celebration, right? As the card says, you can see this happy couple. So for those of you who have been trying to manifest love, it's about waiting for the right opportunity to come in, and I sense that you already know that it's on the way. Now, we have the Ace of Gabriel here, a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. And I feel like once this comes into your life, you're going to be feeling that sense of wonder coming into your life. And no, it says here a gift from the divine of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. So a lot of you are likely going to be, especially if you're looking for love, this is going to be a very passionate relationship. However, if you're looking for work as well, if you're looking for a change of pace in work, I'm sensing that coming as well. We have 3 aces on the board, right? 3 aces. It's really interesting. At the bottom of this, we have the Justice card. Archangel Raguel coming through. Interestingly enough, he's been coming out a lot in the angel prayers cards as well. He's the angel of peace and harmony, right? So it says here, fight for justice and equality, rulings made in your favor, don't give up. So for some of you, this could very well be just a message of saying, don't give up, right? If you feel like giving up, stay steadfast on the path, right? And for others of you, this could be, for some of you, even a legal contract, a legal situation wrapping up for you that'll likely right, be ruled in your favor. And this is another card of marriage, as I was saying. So some of you will be finding a person that is indeed your life partner that you will be getting married to. Here's that, interestingly enough, we have the Knight of Gabriel at the bottom here. It says, confident, enthusiastic, courageous, charismatic. Time to take action. great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. And I feel like this is just enunciating, or really emphasizing rather, that message of like, you already know what it is that you have to do. You already know the right path. You've been intuitively drawn to this whole time. So I know and I trust that you know what this is. And below that we have Archangel Michael here coming through with the World card. It says a very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. This is Archangel Michael coming through here, that you're going to have your happy ending regardless of what it is that you've been trying to manifest in your life. It's on its way. All you have to do is have faith, trust, and know, right? If you're feeling irritated, that's okay. It's about taking a look at that and recognizing that sometimes in order for the good thing to come in, we have to be patient. And patience is one of those things that's just a little bit elusive for some of us, right? It's difficult being patient at times. We want everything now. We live in a society where everything was in a sense handed to us in the moment, right? If you wanted hot food, you know, you went to a restaurant and you want it now, right? It comes very quickly. It's fast food, same thing, right? It comes to you almost immediately. However, back in the days, in times of antiquity, that wasn't the case. You know, everybody had to kind of, in a sense, cook. There wasn't fast food. There wasn't any of this quick, you know, messaging or anything like that. People had to be patient. Patience is something I feel like we've lost along, you know, through the path of time here, which is perfectly normal. Note that, look at this, you guys, I can't make this up. We have spiritual abundance. Thank you, angels, for blessing me with infinite abundance. As I was saying, step into this energy of spiritual abundance, of recognizing just how much you have. Are all of your needs met? And if they are, be appreciative of that, because most people in the world don't actually have that. We live in, if you have access to the internet, it's likely you live in a developed country. That means you have hot food, hot water to take a bath in, or to take a shower. You know, that means you have water that you can drink, right? These are common needs that every human being and every animal on this planet needs, right? Food and water. Some people don't have access to that, and it's about recognizing just how blessed you are because of the things that you have, right? Do you have a warm bed? Do you have blankets during the winter season, right? So that you can cuddle up and keep warm, right? Maybe some of you even have like heaters and things along those lines. These are luxuries. A cup of coffee in the morning is a luxury. This isn't something that is just a given in life. And it's about taking a look at these things. These little things, if they were missing, you would immediately notice them. If you didn't have a blanket when you had to go to sleep when it's cold out, right? And you don't have a heater, you notice that immediately, right? Once that vacancy is there, you recognize it. So it's about noticing the things that you have and appreciating them for what they are. Now here's Archangel Raguel, as I was saying, peace and harmony. Thank you, Raguel, for surrounding my life in a harmonious light. This is a particular angel that I'm being drawn to say that you should consider working with. You know, pray to him, try and develop a connection with him during this time, especially if you're experiencing this boredom, this irritation, waiting for that thing to come in. If you've been waiting, doing the law of attraction thing, he's going to be a perfect angel to work with you. So I'm kind of curious if Archangel Metatron is going to make his presence known here. Look at that. Oh my god, I can't make this up, you guys. So we have Archangel Metatron at the bottom of the deck. Thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. It says clear your vibes, and look at that. Archangel Michael. As I said, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael coming through very strongly. Raguel. I'm surprised Sandalphon didn't make his appearance, but we have, thank you, Michael, for surrounding me with your protective light. You are protected. You are protected, divine child. And so you guys can see his card here, his presence is around you at this time. And he's been working with you, trying to help you through these difficulties in your life, you know. Patience is not the easiest thing to do. It's not, you know. I know this from experience, you know. I've been there. I still am there at times too, you know. I'm waiting for my own things to take flight. But during this time, I'm recognizing more and more the things that I do have, the things that I'm blessed with, right? It's about looking at these blessings that we have in the moment. Now, the card that fell out is the Earth Angel card. Thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. And this is exactly part of the message that's coming through here is, for one, you're an Earth Angel, you're a light worker, you are a divine being of love and light. I'm being drawn to say that some of you are a part of the 144,000 that came here to specifically help raise the vibration of planet Earth, to help do good unto the world so that we can start really coming together as a species. No more of the illusion, right? The matrix of people getting lost in the sex, the drugs, the alcohol, you know. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with partaking in the physicality of life, but when you make it all about that, when all of your life is drawn into that, it no longer creates space for the divine. It doesn't fulfill you truly. That's why people look for those external things to fill themselves, when really the cup to be filled, the way to fill it is internally, and it's through spirit, through presence, through the divine, through God, right? When you are in perfect alignment, you know that there is nothing in life that you need more than that experience, that feeling of joy, that feeling of just belonging, of knowing that we are all interconnected, and that feeling is incredibly blissful. There's a sense of peace and harmony, right? Just like Archangel Raguel coming through here, that sense of peace and harmony. Wow, this is a beautiful message from the angels. I'm filled with so much love here. Interestingly enough, I'm being drawn to talk about Archangel Uriel here. It says, shine your light. Thank you, Uriel, for helping me to share my light with the world. Keep shining your light, divine child, because you are a beautiful being of love and light. You're inspirational to people, whether you know it or not. You know, some people are likely thinking about you in this moment in time. You know, we feel like we don't have much say or much of an impact, but sometimes a simple smile is all it takes. You know, when we encounter people on the street, or people that we encounter in the world in general, sometimes just asking them how they are, interestingly enough, does make an impact. You know, it's the little things in life. Once those little things in life are gone, they are noticed, and I feel like that message is coming through very strongly. So that's going to wrap up the reading here. If you felt this reading resonated, feel free to leave a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys. I love seeing you guys commenting down in the comment section, uplifting one another. That's kind of, I want to emphasize this because it's all about coming together, right, and uplifting one another. And of course, if you did enjoy the reading, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. It's always greatly appreciated. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care.